Hi everyone, I'm very pleased to be with you today. I'm Samuel Polichuk and I'm working for SAP in France. And I know that one of my favorite colleagues, Gregory Boticcio, is also in the room, even if he wants to be silent today. But hi, Gregory. So basically, today I'm going to get you deep diving into Webi 4.3 SP03, so availability end of this year. And on one specific feature, reason for that is that nearly all the other feature has been demonstrated already previously by Gregory or Christian Assoun. And this one was not ready by them, and I wanted to just, get you to it. So if you remember, in back to 4.2 for the two code line, there was this, reading mode and design mode, and also the data mode or the data view. And it was possible for you to see. Let me just. Okay. It was possible for you to see the content of each data flow contained in your Webi document. Okay. So basically, it was not possible to do that anymore in BI 4.3. And we just get it back into the SP03. I say get it back. It's part of the truth because yes, we get it back, but we also ensure that we also we add some capabilities. So in 4.3 SP03, you have an additional button here on the Web Intelligence. And it brings you to the what we call the Webi Data Model. So you see, obviously, oh sorry, my network is quite slow. Maybe I need to stop my video. Okay, hold on. Video, stop video. Okay. I think I'm going to have the demo effect right away, as usual. But I'm not sure that you can see. You can guess that it is the Webi interface with the right side panel on the right.
Sam, just really quick, we cannot see your screen in case that if you're attempting to share that.
Sorry, Lucy, can you say that again?
Yeah, we don't see your share screen yet. I'm not sure if you're sharing.
Screen one. Share. Okay, should be better, even if, as I said, I'm suffering a network issue currently. So I was telling, okay, it's coming very slowly. Just so, yeah, well, it's not the build, guys. It is really the SAP network, which is an issue these days. So it's not normal, but it's not something that you will encounter. So I was saying that, so I go back to what I was saying. You can find now the data button inside your Webi interface. So, inside this drop-down list. So when you're in, you will now see the content of all the existing query which has been created previously. So just to save time, I have previously created 4 queries. Okay, so one is coming from Excel. One is this one. It's a Webi document. This one is coming from Universe, and this one is also coming from Universe. I'm not going to use it anyway. Okay. So what I wanted to say. I'll go back to that. So you have this this button here on the interface, and you can see the content of every single query inside your Webi document. Okay, good, but we want more, obviously. Now you will be able to interact with your metadata, you see, and your data. So you can decide that you are going to uppercase the content of your column or to lowercase it. You want to replace something, you want to trim or fill or whatever. You can also group. So you will be able to do some data cleansing directly inside this Webi UI. Okay. So it was something which was available in Lumira. You now have it inside Webi. So before going to the showcase or to the use case, let me just tell you what you have here inside. So you see, you can maximize the table if you have lots of data. Okay, great. But if you have lots of data, you might also want to have this facet view, which allows you to understand the content of each data, each value inside your objects. So that's pretty useful. You can decide if you want to zoom this graph, and you will see why that can be interesting a little bit later. And of course, you can get it, maximized to the available place. Okay, so that's what you can do, I would say, graphically. Now, let me also show you something. Imagine that I'm a shop, and okay, there was someone who was driving the IT before me, and this guy was, we are selling the same stuff, since years and years, so that's not an issue. Just the issue is that we are recording the information differently. And if we have a look, here my years are stored with year something. So this is coming from the XLS. Basically, it's my archive file, okay? And now I've changed my IT guys, and now my years are correctly set. It means that it is just the value, okay? What I want to do as an, I would say, as a power user of my company, I want to report on the entire data set. And as of today, so if I want to do that within Webi, it's really a nightmare. You have to do merge. It means that you have to create variables and then do the merge one by one into the outline. So it's very, crazy difficult. What I can do now is I'm going to say, well, I don't like how this data is recorded. So I'm just going to replace, and I just want to get rid of the year wording. And I replace with nothing. So basically I delete this, okay? And you will see that it cleans my data right away. And if I go to the facet, you see that even the next value has been cleaned. So now that I've got data which are, I would say, which are the same format than what I have in my next query, I know that I can merge for that. Okay, here, just for the demo sake, it was just a change on the data year, but imagine that you've got, your quarters are entered differently. We have a full word on a quarter. Or maybe your store name, you don't want that and you want to replace, and you want to replace and you want to get rid of that. So you want to remove this. And then, your store name is better. You can do that, okay? So here, what I'm going to do, what's also good is that if you look here, you select a column here, you've got, okay, on the store name, you are supposed to see, yes, the action which was done on the column. So if you are not happy with that, basically the store name, I changed it, I can decide to delete my change. And I go back to the previous value. So that's quite a nice feature. Okay, now let's go to the advanced feature. If I view on the facet mode, it's great because I see, the number of occurrence of each value, but I also might want to see the importance of each value. And in order to do that, I can decide that I want to aggregate based on, for example, quantity sold. Here, for example, I understand that this year is very much more important than this one. It might help me in my report design, okay? Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to merge, to append, it's a correct word, these two data sets. Basically, I'm selecting one, which will be my master data set, the second one, and here I've got this button, which allow me to combine two data sets. And here I have two very powerful operations available. The first one is a left join. Basically, I would do that if I want to enrich by adding some dimension into my big and existing data set. And here I want to append because the two different cubes are the same, and I'm going to combine them. Okay, so that's it. The tool has detected the keys. Obviously, here you see it's the same naming, so it's very easy for me to just go to the next step. but it could be, your name or whatever. And here you can tweak your naming if you want. And when you are okay with that, then you will simply just create. And what it will do for you, it will create one virtual cube, you see. And here, if you just add those two rows, you find that here it's really the combination of the two rows. So just right away, if I go to the design mode, okay, you see here that I got two previous query previously, and now it is replaced by the virtual cube. So if I go here in report 5, and if I want to create some reporting, if I use the year object, you will see that it contains all my values. You see? So the merge really happened. Okay, it's great. But at this point, I am selling some stuff, and this stuff are the SKU. And honestly, I have no clue what SKU is. And SKU, it's basically the ID of the products that we are selling. So if I want to do something meaningful, I would need to have a description of that. And I know that I do have a Webi document, which has been done previously, which gives me the description according to the SKU ID. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the data mode again. I'm going to go to the query, which is relying on the Webi document, and I'm going to do a left join with my previous data, okay? So basically here, I'm going to enrich my master cube with a secondary one. I need to detect the keys. I need to add the keys. It does not detect it for me. So here I know that it is the SKU ID, and in this one, it's a different number. We have SKU number. And that's it. Now that I have created my key, I can just go to create, and it will just, disable my cubes and create one virtual cube at the end, which contain as many rows as I had before, but one more columns, which is basically the SKU description compared to the previous one. If I go here, I will find, the SKU. Now, if I go back to design, I'm now going to be able to do something which is quite interesting, okay? Previously, it was not possible for me to know, which SKU has done what in terms of sales. But now it's very easy for me. So this one I can remove, okay? And what I'm going to do is, okay, I'm going to take my measures and check if I can drop it. And that works. It's very easy, you see? So that is the power of the Webi Data Model. Okay, let me check if okay, let's join. So that concludes the showcase that I wanted to just show you. Now you've got some important information to be aware of. First, if you have some working documents in production, the very first thing that you want to do is to not touch this, because you don't want to break something which is working right away as of today. Now, this said, if you have some very complex documents, okay, and I've seen that, a couple of you guys that I've met at the IBIS show me that they have maybe 10 or 15 queries in one Webi document. When you have done your merge, you have done, I cannot just imagine how many merge of dimensions, one you have done, okay? Maybe it costs you some lots of time and money to maintain. Maybe at some point you want to say, okay, with this available for you now, maybe you want to revisit your document. And then what I would advise you to do is to take the document, duplicate it, remove all the merge, just start with only the queries that you have, and work with this very powerful feature with starting from 0, okay, with the basic cubes. And what you want to do at the end, when you have done all your merge, then if you have some time dimension to create, you create it at the end, okay? Just so you are aware, if you have some, let's go to data here, because just to illustrate, if you have some geo dimension or time dimension defined on one cube, when you do the merge, if you want to keep them, you will have to ensure that the master cube, which contains the enrichment, will be the primary cube, because only what is here in terms of enrichment will be kept. And to be honest, as I told you, the enrichment is something that you will have to do at the very end, would be better, okay? Second stuff to talk about, or what we could say about this tool, is that we could say that it is replacing now the multi-source UNX, because here with that tool, you are doing some ad hoc data mark or ad hoc federation directly at the level of the Webi document. So, okay, you know that MSU will not part of BI 2024. Okay, we already start to educate you with that, but still, you will have the opportunity to do kind of federation directly inside the Webi document. But the good in all this is that if you want to change the federation, you can do it yourself. You will not need your IT to do it. Okay, so that can be a very, I would say, a great advantage. Now there's a
real quick. We have a question that came in the chat, in the Q&A.
Sure.
The question is, do we have a Webi rich client in 4.3? If yes, how does this cube functionality works? Is it similar, or we have different layout?
It is working absolutely the same. This feature is not, well, I would say there are a couple of differences between the Webi rich client and the Webi, let's call web or browser. And honestly, I just cannot tell you which one, because from the past, we really work to just erase this difference. And what you see here, you have also on the rich client as well. It's exactly the same interface, works the same. Okay.
Thank you, Sam.
Welcome. What I was saying. So there is something which is important to mention here. You see that the transformation we are doing on data are quite powerful. Okay. Now, extremely big warning if you are using OLAP. I mean, any multidimensional, dimensions. With OLAP, you cannot have a hierarchy into the merge data flow. That does not work. Okay. And moreover, if you have some dimension which are delegated to the database, then you will have an issue. Because here you see, I'm able to the value here. Okay. I can change the way it is displayed and calculated, because I can change the aggregation. Okay. I showed you that before. Now, if the measure is delegated to the database, then when it comes to this step, it will just not work. You know, we will have a desynchronization between what the database is saying and what you want to display inside the Webi document. So you have to be very careful of that. That does not mean that you have to avoid multidimensional into your document. You can have, for example, here an OLAP query, as long as it is not part of the transformations that you would do here. Okay. So that was the demo that I had prepared for you today. If you have some question in chat or live, you can feel free to send that to us. Sure. Any question? Was it?
Hi. I think there is a question that came in through the chat section from Chris. Says, I like the merge and add the description from another query. However, yes, it works. When you add in measures, but is there anything for when you may add dimensions from either or both queries? In the past, that doesn't work. Now I usually make the desk detail to ensure whole tablet display.
I'm not sure to understand that.
So I guess she's asking about if it's in the chat section if you want to read it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just reading it. I like the merge and the description from another query. However, Yes, it works when you add in measures. But here, the demo that I've done to you, it was not on measures, you know. The merge was done here on every single objects, measures and dimensions. And here, the merge was done on dimension, not measures. So I'm not sure that I understand fully the question here. Since it's joined rather than merging, what is fixing this behavior? Yes, absolutely. Voilà. Gregory answered, in fact. Yeah, because there is now you've got really two different actions. There is the append, okay, here. Here it's an append cube. So it means that all the, in this dimension, all the value and all the value of this one will be inside the same. And it is the same for every single dimension or measure. We keep, you know, imagine that you've got your information from 17, 18 in one cube, and then all the others in another one. We put all together into one single cube. It's what we do here, okay? The left join, so here, the edit merge, okay? Here you see in that query, we've got the, let me just ask you. Here, there is the SKU ID and the SKU description. And basically it's 2 dimension. And here you've got, I would say, a query with measures, dimension, with a matter of, you know, time like year, quarter, months, locations, you know, product type or, you know, production type, that kind of stuff. And here, doing your left join, then you will add this column into this data set. Okay, and if you go into the this one, you see that the description was added at the very end. Okay, so if you just remove this one, it is this. This one, if I remove the description, it is this. Okay, and you see I have no description here. I've got all the information relevant to years, locations, measures, whatever, you see? And here in that one, in addition to that, I have the description of my product. So it could be the location of my office. It could be the, if inside that there is the ID of the person who is doing the sale. Maybe I have the name, address, phone, email, whatever of that person in addition, you see? It's a way to combine the queries. Okay. Let me go back to the chat to check that I'm. So this likely is a problem of internet the detail. Yes, absolutely. Chris, you're right. Cool. Thank you very much. So I hope you enjoy that. And
yes, we see Gregory that he's busy in the chat section answering all those questions and comments.
He will manage the question.
That is awesome. Great teamwork.
Yeah. So we had 30 minutes. Yes, it's 28, so it's good for me. If you have some question, then you can feel free to send them to the InfoSol crew, who will pass to us, and we can answer after that.
Yes, definitely. So right at the moment, I don't see any more questions or comments coming through the chat or the Q&A. But yeah, if you do have still any questions that you would like to get answered, send to us and we'll be pass those along. Definitely. Thank you very much, Sam, for your amazing session.
You're welcome.